Fortnite Season 6 just started, so I'm here now for my good old Fortnite views. I used to play Fortnite, but I don't anymore. I still have friends that play though, so I thought I knew what was going on, There was a cube that was rolling around the map, and leaving these marks everywhere. Just your casual, everyday gaming experience. Then it just kinda melted like a sugar cube into the loot lake. So that was that. I understood Fortnite. But then the new season was out, so Epic Games could make more money. And apparently that cube thing is back and it's fucking floating in the sky along with another island that came out of the lake. So if you're as confused as me on why there is a goddamn cube/island in the sky, then you're gonna like this video. Because today we're going to talk over the lore of Fortnite. Let's begin. So the first question you may ask about Fortnite is, what is the storm? Well, we all know the storm is what brings people closer together and kills you if you get into it. But other than that, the storm is kind of a mystery. The whole basis of the State of the World mode is that the storm came suddenly to the Fortnite world, killing 98% of the population and turning them into these weird monster things called husks. Now the whole story of the State of the World mode is you have these storm shields and you're trying to expand the size of your shields so you can meet more people and save them. Now these shields are nothing like the shields we have in the Battle Royale. These shields just stop the storm from coming near you. Also, these storm shields are built by vendor tech who may be important in the near future. Now we get into the actual game, or the actual fun game, Fortnite Battle Royale. In Season 1, nothing really happens story-wise, but the game does become wildly popular and already has millions of people playing in the first month. Season 1 also told anyone that you could make a game as crazy as you could possibly imagine. I mean, you have a new game with cartoon-like graphics and just a neon crazy style, and it's wildly popular and making tons of money. This is a lot different than the other Battle Royales that were out then, and we're going for a more realistic style like PUBG. And the theme of this season is it's nothing, guys. There was no battle pass in this original season. It was more of a test for Epic, and I think they passed. Also, this is where we have the classic map, with the main locations being Retail Row, Reese Grove, and Tomato Town. That's right, boys, no Tilted Towers yet. Now we get to Season 2. Epic is feeling pretty good about this new Battle Royale that they have, and are confident enough to start charging us money. There wasn't anything story-wise in this season either, which sucks because that's what you guys are here for. I'm trying to get views, Epic. You do it for the other guys, why not me? But anyways, this is where we have the most memorable map change, with the new additions like Pleasant Park, Shifty Shafts, and most notably, Tilted Towers. The theme of this season was medieval times or something, but no one really cares. Black Knight was pretty cool though. Now we get to what most Fortniters consider the best season of Fortnite, and it finally has some content for us. And thank God, I've been waiting for those views that New Zelk and Allier are getting. Now we get to the interesting stuff. Epic is finally confident with their millions upon millions of dollars and finally add some story. Throughout the season, all these places with telescopes appear and start looking up the sky and seeing the comet. And then the craziness began. Everyone, and I mean everyone, was desperate for those sweet Fortnite views, that they were coming up with all these new theories like a new bigger city or like a giant castle and stuff like that. But most people thought it was going to hit Tilted Towers and just destroy it. They found this out by logical stuff like converting the order of the vibrations on your controller into Morse code and using those numbers for the locations of the map. I thought they had determined that Tilted Towers was gonna die. The theme of Season 3 went along with this whole comet thing by having a space theme, and it has some of my favorite skins like the Reaper skin, or as everybody calls it, the John Wick skin, and it's pretty badass if I do say so myself. The comet hits at the end of the season on Dusty Depot, not Tilted Towers, and created Dusty Divot. Now this is where we're at right now. There's a giant hole in the ground from the comet. Epic has proven that you can tell a story in a multiplayer game, which has never been done before, or at least never executed as well as this, and will be hopefully added in future games. Epic is also now filthy rich in money and have just started Season 4, so they're even more filthy rich than before. Now begins the story of Season 4, which starts with this giant lab around the comet from Season 3. There's a company called Vendor Tech, I mentioned this before, that is trying to find out what the hell is going on, kinda like me. So they built a lab around this comet to find out what is going on. Then they started to ship all this stuff like the hop rocks, which are in the crater site and gives you anti-gravity powers for a limited amount of time. They were shipping this stuff out to a destination, but more importantly, they also started drilling into the meteor, and over time you can see this pod thing appear inside. This is one of the things that amazes me about this game, is that through the updates they are able to progress time and make you feel like it is happening naturally with very subtle hints over time, like the building of the lab, which progressively got bigger as the season went on. Eventually, Vindertech gets so deep into the meteor that this guy, that apparently has been in the crater the whole time, don't ask how he survived, I don't know, breaks out of the meteor and messes up the whole lab, and Vindertech leaves the site. This guy that broke out was called the Visitor, by the way. While this has been going on, there's been a villain slayer added to the game near Snobby Shores. Again, props to Epic for making this game make us constantly on our toes. There's apparently a rocket in this villain slayer, and now the big season of ending event is about to begin. The Visitor finds the rocket in the lair, and he starts making some modifications. Some Fortnite crazed people found out that the rocket with the Visitor is going to launch on June 30th. That day comes around and Epic does the ultimate troll by pointing a bunch of lasers at Tilted Towers. The rocket launches with the Visitor in it, but as it launches it kinda, breaks the freaking sky and apparently the whole space-time continuum in the process. So now there are holes in the sky and these rift things that can teleport people and other things through them. Now we are in Season 5 with the theme Worlds Collide. These rift things keep bringing stuff back from the past, like carriages and Viking ships. Oh, and also there's this new city, Paradise Palms, that replaces Moisty Mire. But anyways, going along with this Worlds Collide theme, Epic does one of the coolest things that any video game has ever done. Throughout the season, the rifts will take away stuff from the game like the Dirty Burger and Greasy Grove and place them in the real world. In a desert in California, someone named Sela Shaloni found the burger and was handed a card by an agent on the site that said Agent 3678. Then, a couple days later, after it was discovered, the Dirty Burger came back in the Fortnite world near Lazy Luke's. This was a really cool connection between the real world and the game. Good job, Epic. Now we get to the even more crazy shit. That's right, we gotta talk about the cube. So the cube came into the game on August 24th through one of the holes in the sky. It kind of rolled around the map for a month, placing marked in places every once in a while. These places that the cube marked now have these mini cube things that let you be invisible and phase through some stuff. But the cube near the end of Season 5 finally stopped at Loot Lake, where it just kind of melted into the lake and made it a kind of bounce pad thing, for like a week before Season 6 started. Season 6 started, and the main thing that happened is that the cube is now floating over Loot Lake with a giant tornado around it. Completely normal game stuff right here. Some dumb shit scientists, as they like to call it on YouTube, went under the hole under the cube, but there's not really anything there. Also, there is a castle in the game now, so that's pretty cool. Now the latest news about the cube now is that it's probably going to move around the map and just wreck a lot of places. And that is all the Fortnite lore that has occurred so far. Okay, we did it. We went through all the lore of Fortnite. We could finally understand what's going on when we play. Now we're going to talk about crazy theories. My theory on the cube is that it's from the dimension where the Visitor went to. Now if Epic wanted to be insanely creative, they could do the big game changer. They can make the cube go around the map, gaining power on the way, and then return back to the center and just blow up the whole Fortnite world. Then they could finally beat the rocket launch. And they have a brand new match starting with really basic towns like in Season 1, and then go on from there. So that's my theory on not so much what is going to happen, but what would be the coolest thing to happen on Fortnite. I think we can all agree on that. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video about the lore of Fortnite, and I hope it helps you better understand what's going on, because it's a very confusing game if you haven't been following it. As always, please leave a like down below and hit the subscribe button. Bye!